We had a 10 by 10 house. Sometimes we used to sleep on the footpath, sometimes we used to sleep on the terrace.
For many kids back then, football was not a dream of fame. It was a chance to earn their place in life.
Sports used to give jobs. I never thought that I will reach that international level. That time I was just 15 years old and I got a call from Tata and saying that you are selected for Tata Football Academy.
That call went on to shape his entire life.
I played SAT games, I played Nehru Cup, then pre-Olympics. Then I remember we were the best team India had. And first time in the history of Nehru Cup, India reached the semi-final. This is the moment Durand Cup, which I played and won the Durand Cup. And as a coach, I won the cup.
The trophies matter for sure. But what stood out to me was the never-ending love for the sport.
The football will be part of it till I die. So I want people to remember as a good football player, Godfrey Pereira.
Sir, we'll start with your earliest memory of football. Did you play football first? Did you watch football first? How did you get introduced to the sport?
Yeah, during my school days when I was in St. Paul's School, that was the time when I started playing football. I used to admire football. My brothers, my elder brother used to play football for the school. So he used to go for practice, and when I was in the junior school, so I used to see them playing football. That is the time I started to love playing football and I got inclined to playing football. And so that was the start of that journey playing football in the school.
And when you were just getting started, did you realize how important of a role this sport is going to play in your life?
I remember this because that time sports used to give jobs. So that was, people used to talk about it, that football player get job in banks, in railways and in Air India. And then I thought that if I start playing good football, I may land up a good job, government job or private something good job. So that was the intention about playing good football. And then at the childhood level only, when I started playing football, I was everybody when they should see me playing football, everybody used to say that yes, this guy is going to become a good football player. That was the belief in me when they used to see me. But then I never thought that I will reach that international level. But nevertheless, I played good football. I did a lot of hard work, and then that was the history. Like I played good football and played for the country.
Right, and I think the thing you said that you wanted to get a job with football, you've clearly
that was during our days, during the 80s and 90s, 70s, that job was our first priority because that was the main thing that like like our parents used to think, "Arey, he gets a job in government, he gets a job in railways, he gets a job in bank." That was our thinking over for so many years. But then in today's era, nobody thinks of job. Today's era, people think of playing good football, getting good money, because now footballers have been paid better during our days. So during our time, job was our main priority. Job was our bread and butter. That was the.
It has changed a lot.
A lot of changes. In fact, during our times, like I said, our time job was very important. But today, football has changed from leaps to bounds. Today, football is not that football what we used to play. Today, football has become very fast, strength and stamina. Everything has changed a lot in football.
Coming back to your childhood, what areas did you grow up in? Were you in Kalina or?
No, I was not in Kalina. I'm born and brought up in Dadar.
Oh, okay.
In Dadar, that's called BDT chawl, and I was in school St. Paul. So we are come up from a very not, I won't say poor, I won't say very rich. I say we were middle class people, where we had a house, 10 by 10 house, and we used to have a toilet, common toilet. We used to have 20 houses in one floor, and all 20, the toilet was outside, and only the having bathroom was in the inside. So that was and we were 4 brothers and 1 sister. So that house used to be very small for us. So sometimes we should sleep in the veranda outside. Sometimes we should sleep on the footpath. Sometimes we should sleep on the terrace. So those were those hard days we have remote during our small days. But nevertheless, whatever we had, we were happy and we enjoyed our life.
Beautiful. फिर आप कलीना कब आए?
I got married in the year 1995, and that's what as I said, that house was very small, 10 by 10 house, and my elder brother was married. So then, since I had a job with Air India, I was working for Air India at that time, and Air India had houses in Kalina, like they had the Air India colony. So, being a footballer of India status and being playing for Air India also, so I spoke to my coach Bimal, Ghosh, and then Dilip Pinge and Praveen Barve was at that time. So, why don't you give me a house, in the colony? So in 95 got married, and 96. They allotted me a house in Kalina. 96 December I got the allotment letter, and 97 June I came to Kalina. So from 97, from till date, I was in Kalina, and then now of course last 3 years I'm in Vakola.
Right. So when you moved from Dadar to Kalina, did you see like a shift in the football culture, or was it pretty much the same? How do you see Kalina and Dadar as two different places for
Dadar was my childhood. I born and brought up in Dadar, so that was my very close to the heart. But nevertheless, when I shifted from Dadar to Kalina, it was very difficult for me because we were in a chawl system. So that was a chawl system, and you know about chawl system is that every night, be it 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the night, someone or other is there coming, talking, helping, and mingling with each other. But when I came to Kalina, it was different, because this was a flat system where I had nobody. I never knew anybody. I had only few couple of friends. Of course, my football fraternity players were there in Kalina. They were staying in the Kalina. But the thing was, from moving from chawl system to a block, to Air India colony, it was very difficult. And my son was very small that time. He was just 1 year old, and I had a Yamaha bike. So every evening I used to take him on the bike, make my wife sit on him, and we used to go to Dadar. That was my mommy's place. So that was very difficult for me to live over here. But slowly things changed. Slowly things changed, and then I started liking Kalina much better, because then Kalina was also a very good football. They lot of Catholics over here in Kalina used to play football, and they knew me. So slowly it became very bonding in Kalina, and then after that I stopped going to Dadar, and I used to live only in Kalina. So that was the big change brought to me in Kalina. That's it.
I was born in 2000. I have been hearing about your stories and your name probably since I was 6-7 years old when I started playing football. I didn't know you were from Dadar. I thought you were a Kalina man through and through. But great to hear the shift from Dadar to Kalina, and how you built your own football community, you can say, in Kalina. So, we'll talk a little bit about Grassroots. You've been involved in coaching a lot. You've coached a lot of hundreds, thousands probably of kids in Mumbai. So, what have you seen a change from when you used to do that before, in your days when you started coaching, versus now? How better or how worse has grassroots development become?
See, during our time, there was football happening, but during our time we had only one ball, and we had 100 kids. Today we have 100 balls and 100 kids as well. So that is the only difference what has been changed. But nevertheless, saying that today's football, there are lots of things happening. Grassroots level, there are a lot of academies happening. There are a lot of small turfs coming up, and a lot of parents are getting involved for their children to play to get into the sports. But coaching has been improved. There are a lot of A license, B license, C license coaching. During our time, the coaches never never had those type of training what today we have. They used to coach what they played and what their coaches used to teach them. But today education in football has grown leaps and bounds. So there are a lot of things happening, like how a child should be coached, what are the different tactics, techniques to be used for coaching the kids. So that is a lot of difference happened from my time and today's generation.
So it's a lot more better, you would say, improved?
Yeah, it is. It has been improved. It has been improved, but I will say the quality of football is not there. During our time, we had that quality. We had that lot of josh of playing football. But today's generation has changed, because I have seen many children who up to till 9th standard they used to play good football, but when they go to 10th standard, then parents say that are choro yaar football mat khelo, because 10th is more important. So then that makes a big gap between the for the child to grow.
Yeah, I've seen that from a lot of people. I've heard the same. Because earlier there was no diet, there was no the trainer, gym trainer.
Correct. Yes.
But still people like you and your teammates did it all just for the love of the game.
Yeah, but
probably.
See, we never went to the gym. We had no concept of gym at all during those days, because when we used to go to the gym, they used to say, "Arey, gym mein mat jana, you'll put body weight zyada hoega, you will become slow, your muscle will grow." But those people were wrong. Today's generation is correct, because today we require speed, we require strength, and today's football is all about strength and speed. That's it. So if you have strength, you can. I always believe that I always give my players one talk on that there are 4 S's. One is what are the 4 S's? That strength, stamina, skill, and speed. And then above all is B. B stands for brain. So I always tell them that now today, if you have strength, you can do your speed. Then once you strength, then you can do your stamina. Once you get these 2 things, then you can build on your speed. Then once you get a speed, then you can change into skill. So all these things I put into the child's brain, so that they use that thing, because today's football is all about strength. People, I see many of the footballers now more in the gym than on the ground.
That's a significant change from earlier in the days.
Correct.
But you spoke about your coaches. You spoke about Bimal, Ghosh. When you were playing, who were your who did you look up to? Who did you get inspired from or learn things from?
When I was in school, we had a coach called Peter Petro.
Okay.
So, and he was a really good footballer. He used to be an athlete and then also a footballer. So he was solid, huge means big build, big strength. His calves used to be like this, such a big calf. So, and he used to wear that during our time. We used to have this canvas shoes. It used to call something white color canvas shoes, and he used to wear that shoes. And then he taught us the proper technique, how to chip a ball, how to trap a ball. That was a concept which today it's not there. Why? I'll tell you that. Because today's coaches, they just tell you to take the ball and kick. But they don't tell you how to trap a ball. They don't tell you how to chip a ball. They don't tell you where your leg should be. Your non-kicking foot should be where you should kick the ball below the ball. There is no teaching. That is what is missing today. The proper technique is not there. That's why many of the boys, youngsters, don't know the proper technique of kicking the ball, of trapping the ball. So that is only one difference what I find during my days and now football.
That's a little surprising for me to hear, because I have learned those techniques from you and Buggy sir. I remember if you have to chip the ball, under the ball, if you have to shoot, use your lace, if you have to trap.
Correct.
Like soft touch. Yeah. I remember all of this. It's muscle memory, but when I think and go back and think, it's Buggy sir and you, the people that taught me this, and it's still there.
I still do that, Ashish. I still do that. Whenever I go on the ground, because in today's, I told you A license, B license, C license, they just tell you that give the kid a ball and let him kick the ball. But you tell me, Ashish, if I'm going on the ground, and if Ashish is with me, and if Ashish is doing a wrong technique or wrong kicking, isn't it my duty to tell Ashish? So that is changed. Today they say that no, the child has to learn on his own, which I feel it's not right. I feel the child should be taught a proper technique before he starts even kicking the ball. That is only the difference what I miss from those days and now.
Interesting. Um, when you started playing professionally, who were your first coaches? Like club में आपने खेला या how did
Yeah,
that
when I
professionalism
started
begin?
my career with Bombay Muslims, when I started Bombay Muslims, that Salim Ansari was the coach of that team. Then cut short, I got a chance to play sub-junior nationals for Maharashtra. That time Kadim was my coach for junior sub-junior nationals. Then when we went to Bangalore for sub-junior nationals, there I got selected for Tata Football Academy.
TFA.
TFA. So then Mr. Mohammed Habib, Arjuna awardee and a big player of Indian football, he was scouting players for Tata Football Academy. That was way back in '85.
Okay.
And then when I was the only member selected from the Maharashtra team.
Wow.
So I got, when we came back to Bombay and all, then I got a call from Tata's. They sent me all those brochures and they saying that you are selected for Tata Football Academy, and that was the first academy which came into India. So, and that time I was just 15 years old, so living, of course, Mumbai, living Dadar and going to Jamshedpur, which was very difficult for me. But then the thinking over that this was the first academy of Tata's coming into football, and it was a big, huge the opportunity for me. So then everybody told me, my parents, my brothers, my friends, everybody told me that you should go there. Then at the age of 15, I went to Tata Football Academy. That Mohammed Habib was my coach over there, and he was a brilliant coach. There I learned a lot of things, how to be a professional footballer, because they taught it there it was like only sleep, drink, eat, football. 24 hours it was football.
Wow.
So that was the time where really professionalism came into me, how to be a good footballer, and a lot of things changed after joining Tata Football Academy. So that was the biggest change what professional came into me. And then 2 years I was with Tata Football Academy, and then I was supposed to be there for 3 years, but then it didn't happen. I felt homesick.
Okay.
So I left and came back to Bombay. Then I joined Mahindras, and Mahindras where Derek D'Souza was a coach, and that was the 2 years which I played for Mahindras. That was brilliant, excellent. Became many tournaments, and then went to Mountain Sporting in 1991 in Calcutta.
Kolkata. Oh.
Played in Calcutta for 1 year, and then of course there were a lot of opportunities. I got calls from Mohun Bagan, calls from East Bengal, a lot of things. But then Air India came, and Air India offered me a job. So as I said, like, when we played, we thought about job is a priority, because that was that could survive me till my retirement, till my 60 years, stable job. So being in Bombay, my parents said, "Arey, they're giving you a job. Why don't you come here and be in Bombay? You will be in Bombay. We are in Bombay. Why don't you take a job?" So that was the thing. Then Air India offered me a job, and then that's the history that happened. Then I'm in Air India till today.
Yeah.
Had job as my bread and butter.
That's a beautiful journey through clubs.
Yeah.
When did you start getting paid? Was it at Tata Football Academy?
No,
or when
no. It was in Mahindras.
Okay.
After Tata Football Academy, I came to Bombay, and after that, Mahindras offered me a contract.
Okay.
So that time there was only contract system. So it was only about 4,500 those time when they gave me a contract, 4,500. That time 4,500 was good amount. It was
for a month.
For a month. So then first year we played for 4,500, and then we played very well, Ashish. That team did extremely well. Wherever we went, whatever tournament, let it be DCM, Durand, Rovers Cup, or Maman Mapla, or Calicut, Seth Nagji. There are a lot of tournaments happening, in Ashish during our time. Today there's not in one, except one Durand Cup happens. So then we played many tournaments. All tournaments we came in the finals. We lost some, we won some, but then after the second year, we got a raise of 1,500. So that 6,000 happened in 1 year. So that was the second year we got 6,000 rupees. And then Third year, we told them to, why don't you know, because Mahindra was a very good team and Mahindra company was a very good. So why don't you give us a job? Then they said, no, we cannot give a job because so and so it's not possible enough. So that time we 5 of us we left Mahindra and went to Calcutta because Calcutta was
5 of you.
5 of us with myself, Mustaq Ali, Kadir, Akil, and Shantakumar.
Okay.
We all
your
five.
buddies.
We all 5 of us left Mahindras and we went to Calcutta. Shanta joined Mohan Bagan and we 4 joined Mohammed Sporting. And that time they gave us good money. So that time they gave us 2 lakhs. Mohammed Sporting, yeah.
A month.
No, 2 lakhs a year.
Thank God.
So see, like 6 from 72,000 you're getting direct 2 lakhs a year. So
Crazy.
then we joined Mahindra. So then we came back to Bombay and then I got job in Air India. That's
What is the best piece of advice any coach or any mentor of yours has ever given you?
like the coach, I should say, Habib. So he was so tiny, but big heart, solid strength, and he was the tiger. They used to call him a tiger because he was so short. Now I don't know how to tell you. Like he was very thin, very short, but the football what he used to teach us was ready. He used to play with us, Ashish. When he used to play with us, we were youngsters. Of course, we were 16 years old, but he was 40 years old. But when he used to play with us, he used to hit us and he used to play. So that changed my mind. I said I should be like him, and I got that inspiration from him. That how to be a fighter. Let it be short, let it be tiny, but he was so. After that, I got inspired by him how to become a fighter and a good footballer. And when I played India also, I was little stocky and I was short. So there was this coach by the name Gali. He used to call me Fatty. But he used to call me Fatty, but he used to say that I had a tremendous speed. So those were the 2 coaches that inspired me to to be a fighter on the ground.
Is this the same Mohammed Habib that's from Hyderabad?
Yes.
Hyderabad City Police.
Correct. You're right, Ashish.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. I can see the same, like when I used to come for coaching, I remember the exact same things about you. I used to be very scared, very honestly, I'm telling you. I used to be scared, अरे Godfrey sir आ गए अभी एकदम क्योंकि sir आएंगे अगर खेलेंगे तो फिर पढ़ने वाली है.
I used to be aggressive, of course.
Yeah.
I used to be very aggressive on the ground. So that was the inspiration what I learned from Mohammed Habib.
Wow. Okay. Whew. When you started coaching, I'm assuming we'll talk about Bimal Ghosh sir first. When did you first meet him? What were your impressions and what role did he play in your journey?
See, like we were already international footballers, and he had just taken over the coaching assignment with Air India.
Achha.
So he was a manager and Santan D'Souza was a coach. And I remember Santan D'Souza was also a player, but they had just recruited Mr. Amar Bahadur.
Okay.
Amar Bahadur was also a very good footballer. He has played India, played for Mafatlal and all. So when I came to Bombay, Bimal met me. He came home to my place in Dadar and he offered me a job for Air India. So during those times we were big players. So people used to come to us, to worry about mera team ko khel. So when he offered me a job, saying that see, Air India is recruiting and we require India players, and since you're a Bombay boy, why don't you join Air India? So I said, okay, let us join. So he was giving me a traffic assistant post in Air India. But then I said, no, I don't want traffic assistant. If you're giving me, give me a flight purser job. So then that's what, that's the time I met Bimal Ghosh for the first time when he offered me a job as an assistant flight purser with Air India.
Are you still in touch?
Yeah, we're very much in touch. He still coaches in Wings ground. So sometimes whenever I go in the morning to Wings ground, I meet him and I speak to him a lot of things.
Nice. And then you have also coached a lot of familiar faces that maybe today's generation would know. Or we'll talk about the players you liked coaching the most, the players that stood out for you throughout your coaching journey.
Yeah, I can say that, this guy was there in Kalina. I used to coach him, Jayesh Rani. In fact, Jayesh Rani's uncle, I'm not getting his name, but he used to be a very good friend of mine, and he used to say, "Arey, yaar, he never got a chance to play big football, his uncle, but he wanted Jayesh Rane to become a good footballer. So then I used to, he was in school, so then I used to try and coach him and this and that. And then we got a very good opportunity to play in Calcutta for one Tata T, and the Jamshid Nasiri was organizing the tournament.
Sure.
So there, when he went, Jamshid Nasiri, he saw him, and then that's the time when Jayesh Rani. That was one thing, and then of course Raju Gaikwad. He was also used to play in football. Then we used to play together, and we used to coach him, and then I tried to get him into Tata Football Academy, and he got into Tata Football Academy, and then he achieved a lot of things. So these are the two players I can vouch for that. Yes, I tried for them. And then there are a lot of players in Kalina, of course, but they only played in Kalina. They didn't move out of Kalina. So
you're forgetting a Dadar boy, Rainier.
Rainier, of course. Rainier was a very good example, yeah. Rainier, one day when I was at Vienna Bakery.
Acha.
And Rainier was moving around with two girls, whatever. And so I met him. I said, Rainier, Rainier, what are you doing? I know, sir, nothing. And I used to love seeing Rainier playing because he used to be in Don Bosco. And my son used to be Stanislaus. So I used to coach Stanislaus school, and Rainier used to be for Don Bosco. So we always had good tussle between Don Bosco and Stanislaus. That time I used to see this boy, a very good player and very good, he'll become very good. Then suddenly one day when I met him at Vakola, I said, Rainier, where are you? He said, no, sir, I left football. I'm not interested. I left. I said, why? What happened? He said, no, sir, nothing. So I said, okay, don't worry. You come and play for Air India under 19. Will you come? He said, sir, this way, that way. Then one day he came. He came for practice with Air India. And then after that, he started playing seriously. Then from under 19 Air India team, we brought him to the senior Air India team. And then he played very well. And then after that, of course, history is now, he's a good footballer.
We have a video. Wanted to ask you. Why is he dancing like that?
Yeah, he was a very comic person and very talented. In fact, he's very talented, and he used to laugh, joke, jovial. But when I used to be on the ground, he used to be very, very scared. No.
But do you remember?
Yeah. I remember this Kupre's ground. That is Kupre's ground. When he scored a goal, I think so.
No, he didn't score a goal. You won the elite division, undefeated.
Yeah, correct.
So can we talk a little bit about that run of yours with Air India?
In fact, in 2012, Bimal was a coach of Air India football team for many years, and then there was some problem, and I was a flying crew. So then they said, why don't you start coaching? So I said, okay, if you're giving me a chance, since I played for Air India. Then after that, I started coaching, and I was already a licensed coach. So that was the journey from 2012 till 2021, just before COVID struck. Till that, I was a coach of the Air India football team, and really we did very well, and we recruited a lot of good players, and we were in the I League of the of the India AFF used to have I League. We were part of the I League, but then we were not given an opportunity because we were not a private entity.
Achha.
So we were government concerned. So we were out of the I League. But nevertheless, Air India still continued having a good football team, and we should play a lot of football tournaments outside. And then there were many. We won a lot of Nadkarni Cup. We won about 4-5 times. Then we were always champion of the elite division in team. And one year I remember, like as you said, we were unbeaten champions of the season. We were unbeaten, and That's the time Rania was also there with us, and we did very well that year.
I was watching the highlights of this game, and you were down a goal until like the very last
minute, yeah, correct. Yeah, I think so. It was, I don't remember, but if I see the video I will know when was that and what it was there.
Got it. I also have, this is a picture from the same game.
This is Vijay Chetty.
ONGC.
Yeah. Air India was Vijay Chetty and ONGC, yeah. Correct. Yeah, this is Cooperage ground itself. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Now Vijay Chetty has become the coach of the what is it, MYJ.
Oh, right.
He's the coach of the MYJ.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And then
this is
talk about these moments.
This is the moment, Durand Cup, which I played and won the Durand Cup, and as a coach I won the cup. So that was a very, very great achievement which I had in my life, that I'll never forget, because that was the Durand Cup trophy which I won as a coach. And can you believe it? I will tell you, my opponent was who as a coach? Was Bimal Ghosh.
Oh, no ways. In the final?
In the final, yeah. So, and that was a really great win for me, because he was on one side and he was my coach once upon a time, and then I was a coach over here and he was a coach for another team, and we beat that team. And
Dorsal.
Yeah. So, and this is my team, Simon, Jacinto, Anthony Fernandez, Joginder Thapa and Yusuf Ansari. This was the team what we all had during Durand Cup. It's really nice to remember all those things from, and this was, I think, so in 2014 or 12. Yeah.
This is the same Anthony Fernandez, the Tony Sir column that was also with Mumbai City.
Yes, correct. But he's now not with Mumbai City.
Yeah,
he went to Odisha, and then now he left Odisha, and now he's searching for a team. And we had a good set of team members. We were a nice family, like Yusuf, Thapa, Tony, Jacinto and Simon. It was nice to see them all back again from after many years. Of course, Tony and Yusuf, we are still in touch. Simon also is with the Mumbai City now. He's with the under 21 as a trainer. And of course, Thapa is still working with Air India, but we have not met for long. Nice memories. Thanks, Ashish.
Of course. These are for you only. I'll keep it here.
Oh, great.
This was your first coaching assignment, right?
Yes.
The Durand Cup?
Correct. Yeah.
How did you do it? One, how did it feel after you did it? Second, because first coaching assignment, सीधा Durand Cup खेलने जा रहे हैं.
Yeah,
this was in Delhi, I think.
Yeah, Delhi. So I said, like, only the Durand Cup, what is happening. So as a coach, we really had to work very hard to get into the tournament, because they were not allowing us to participate.
Yeah.
But because we had some good contacts in Delhi and in their Durand Cup, we had many friends, because we knew people those days when we used to play. So we requested, then said, "Oh, bhaiya, chalo, aajao, khelo, baba, tum log." Then we went for the tournament, and really we played very well. And played really well means we won the tournament.
Yeah.
So that is the biggest achievement. And for me, winning Durand Cup as a coach, as a player, though there was many years as a player I played for and won the Durand Cup, but as a coach, winning a Durand Cup was a big achievement for me. It was really, really big.
Awesome. We'll talk a little bit about your India national team experience. When did you first get your call up, the senior team call up?
Yeah, when we were playing Federation Cup in Kerala.
Achha.
And that was in Cochin. So we were playing, and there was this PSV Eindhoven team coming to India we used to call it a Super Soccer.
Achha.
Super Soccer tournament organized by Tatas. And to my luck, Mohammed Habib was the coach of the Super Soccer team. So he was scouting players, and he knew me from first because I was in Tata Football Academy. So he selected me to play Super Soccer, PSV Eindhoven in Delhi and in Jamshedpur. So they had 3 matches, one in Delhi, one in Jamshedpur and one in Calcutta. So I was not part of the Calcutta, but I was part of the two teams in Delhi and in Jamshedpur.
Okay.
So that was the start of my playing career for India. And then after I played SAF games, I played Nehru Cup, I played SAC games, then pre-Olympics. So that was from till Nehru Cup I played 2 times with of course Baichung Bhutia was there with me when we played when I played the second time in 1996.
Oh, wow.
That time I remember we were the best team India had. I don't have that photograph, but I'll tell you, I can name the team. We had I'm Vijayan, we had Bruno Coutinho, myself, Carlton Chapman, Joe Paul Ancheri, then Naushad Musa, then Jeevan Morais, then Robert, Frankie Barreto, and in the goal we had Firoz. That was an excellent team what we had, and first time in the history of Nehru Cup, India reached the semi-finals, and we really played well. We lost to Iraq in the tiebreaker, and that time we had coach was Syed Naimuddin. Was a big coach, and really that was a really, it touches me till now because the crowd, the Kerala stadium, Nehru Stadium was packed. Ashish, I've never seen such packed stadium in my life. There were so many people in the stadium as well as there were so many people outside waiting to get in. And literally they broke the gate and they all came and on the ground and they were sitting. Then the Iraq coach said that no, we cannot play a match like this. And then since I am Vijayan was in Kerala, he requested the people, to get out of the ground, like at least leave 10 yards of the ground, and then they all said, and that was a scene to notice, really.
I cannot imagine the stands being this full for an India game at this time.
I remember it took us 2 hours to get out of that ground.
Oh my God, mad times. I regret that I will never be able to see this level of madness for an Indian football game. I don't think I will.
No, I don't think. There used to be so much of crowd during our time, but today there's no crowd at all. Even in Goa, there's no crowd. But except one state, Kerala. If you have a tournament in Kerala, you'll have a pack house, because Keralites people love football and they are really passionate about football. I'll tell you, Ashish, there used to be tournaments happening in Kerala when there used to be Orcas and Minders. When we used to leave our houses from Mumbai, we should go from Kerala from Trivandrum to Calicut, from Calicut to Cochin, from Cochin to Palakkad. There used to be so many tournaments happening.
Just within Kerala.
Just within Kerala. And really I remember this tournament happening in Calicut, Seth Nagji.
Okay.
That was a tournament. They used to have a ground and they used to build stands of the woods and packed. And they used to have it in floodlights. During those days, having in floodlight matches, these matches used to start at 6 o'clock in the evening till 10 o'clock and packed stadium. But today there are no tournaments except for ISL and ID. That is what I really miss, because we had many tournaments and we had many players coming up. But you see now there are no players. Like for example, today Sunil Chhetri is 41 years old, but still is playing with the Indian team because there's no substitute for him. That is only one thing which is missing, and I really feel very sad that players are not getting an opportunity to prove.
Even in the ISL, I-League, strikers are foreigners. So Indian.
Correct. So that is what is. See, there are 5 foreigners who are playing. So in 5 foreigners, 2 are defenders, 2 are forwards, 1 is in the midfielder. So what is left is right back, left back, right half, left half. So that is the only one. So there are that's why there are no more players coming up.
Lack of opportunity.
Lack of tournaments.
Sad. If you have any stories with the Indian national team outside of the pitch, friends that you made, memories, moments that you remember that are like good memories that you've kept with you.
Yeah, when we were in camp in Calcutta, when we used to have camps in Calcutta, we used to have a good time with Khalid Chapman, Baichung Bhutia, and Vijayan. We used to all meet together. We used to, have good fun going out together. So that was one thing memory in Calcutta we used to have, and we should really enjoy being together. And of course, in Calcutta was a mecca of football. So when we used to go out, everybody used to know that hey, I am Vijayan has come, Godfrey has come, Baichung has come. So there are a lot of crowds. So we used to go hiding. So wherever we used to go hiding. But the fan following was
How did you
crazy.
hide in public?
We used to go quite here. We should hire a car, and then we used to go to some movie theater. That's it.
Try not to get spotted.
Yeah.
Crazy. I think we've covered a lot. How do you think football, the level or quality of football in India has changed after ISL has come in?
The quality has not changed, Ashish. I can say that because if quality has changed, India has to India has to beat at least good teams. Like the thing is that what I said before, that there is no opportunity. There are no many players coming up. There are only certain players who are playing for India, but they are all downhill side now. We require fresh legs. We require fresh. So that is one thing which I feel like should come up to India to perform well.
More tournaments.
Yeah, more tournaments, more opportunities. See, during our time, we used to play at least 7 to 80 matches a year.
7?
Yeah, 70, yeah. So imagine we used to play in, like I said, we used to play in Mumbai. Mumbai, we used to have around 20 teams in the area division. So that time we used to have Union Bank, Bank of India, Central Bank, Western Railways, RBI, and there were many teams. And all government concerned teams. Okay, then we used to have Tatas, we used to have Mahindras. So here only, or K Mills. So here only we used to play about 18 matches. Okay, then we used to play. Then when we used to go to Kerala we used to play around maybe 15 to 20 matches, 100%. Then after that, when we should come, then we should go to Durand Cup. We should play Rose Cup. We should play Bandorkar Cup. All those matches you calculate, we should play at least 7 to 80 matches. Ashish. So this was, we had a lot of competition, a lot of players changing and getting chance to play India also. And during our day, there were a lot of competition. And of course, Calcutta and Goa were the hub of football. So there are a lot of players from Calcutta coming. Then after that, going to see that ISL. In ISL today, there are 20 teams, 18 matches. After that, only and Durand Cup they play. So Durand Cup they play 4 or 5 matches. That's it. So there's no competition. There's no quality of players coming up.
I hope it gets better soon.
It gets, and this year I believe there's no ISL also. So very sad for the players who are who were supposed to get chances.
Players, staff, everybody
Everybody
out of jobs.
Out of jobs. Yeah, very sad to see that.
I have one last picture to show you and ask you to describe this. When was this? Where was this?
Oh, this was during A license coaching course happened in Hosur.
Acha.
So that time we were there. This is now the coach of the Indian football team, Mr. Khalid Jamil. Khalid Jamil, we played together.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in Air India many years. So
you coached him or you played with him?
He was with me. He played with me, and then he was very talented and very shy, but very stubborn as usual, as you see on the ground also now also. That's what we were doing A license together in Hosur, and there was Naushad Musa also with me. Naushad Musa, Yusuf Ansari, and this is what's his name? Abdul Khalid. Abdul.
Okay.
So this was the when we were going for a training in Hosur, A license.
And how was your bond with Khalid?
Bonding of Khalid was very good. He was as usual. Is he very stubborn? But
is he that quiet? Because in interviews he hardly speaks.
Yeah, he's quiet, but behind his mind is playing a lot of games. But very, very pointing like, he talks less, works more. I can say that. And I'm telling you, I'll tell you Ashish now, as he's become the coach, I'm telling you, and luckily he's getting two players. One is an Australian player who has got
Ryan Williams. Yeah.
so he's come, and then one more player,
Bharti.
yeah, Bharti is come. So these two players coming in, they're playing on 18th
Probably
with
against
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, yeah.
I hope they beat Bangladesh. So I always say that we think big. Yeah, thinking big is good. Playing World Cup is excellent, but start growing here. Start winning SAF games. Start winning SAF games without any problem. Then we play Asia Cup. Then we play Asian Games. Then we play pre-Olympics. Then we think of World Cup. We think of World Cup like I should remember Mr. Priya Ranjan Das Munshi was the president of the All India Football Federation, and during those 2000 इंडिया वर्ल्ड कप खेलेगा. अरे यार कैसा खेलेगा जब भी हमें पास कुछ है ही नहीं. So now also people say that in 2030 India will play World Cup. अरे भाई पहला go step by step, play SAF games, win without any problem, and then we'll think of the World Cup.
World Cup is level
World Cup,
10.
That is another level.
To level 1.
Yeah, level 1, 2, 3. Like we have coaching C license, B license, A license. You can't be a coach of A license directly. So you have to go to C, correct? So that is what my thinking is. But of course, thinking big is very important. But let's go step by step, I feel.
100%. 100%. We're in the last bit now. What is your life looking like right now? What is a day in your regular life like? Is football still part of it?
Yes, football will be part of it till I die. No doubt about it. But like now, my main priority is my job, which is as you know, I'm a cabin crew for Air India, and we used to have football team Air India, but now since Tata has taken over, sports has been a backstage. Sports has gone, means there's no sports anymore in Air India. So of course I have to fly a lot, and my job that's my bread and butter. So thinking of that, after retirement certainly I will start coaching and give my past knowledge, whatever I have with me, to the youngsters, and that's my only aim and my plans. That's it.
I hope you keep me in mind when you start
Yes, certainly. Why not?
What is your advice to young footballers now that you will probably pass on later as well after you start coaching? But what is like the one or two things that you would like to tell anyone that's watching?
See, today's youngsters are very much inclined with mobile and TV and everything. The thing is that they practice hard. It's not that they don't practice, but they don't get enough rest. That is one thing which lacks in Indian children. So they work hard. I'm not saying that, and they are better players. But the thing is that the body is not getting proper rest. It's not getting proper, to get reignite again to fight that. So only one thing I would like giving youngsters advice, that practice hard, practice sincerely, but as you must take rest your body to get recovered back to fitness. That is one thing I see in nowadays children.
Rest is important.
Very important, very important.
This was football advice. What is life advice that you would like to pass on?
Just be happy, enjoy life, and take care of yourself. That's
amazing. Yeah, my last question to end this interview.
Yeah.
How would you like to be remembered when someone thinks of Godfrey Pereira? What would you like that person to think?
That I was a good footballer, because I remember, like Ashish, this is a very good question you gave me. When I am on flights and when I'm greeting passengers on board, many of them say that, hey, this is Godfrey Pereira. That is my king. So when they come and they say, oh, sir, like last couple of flights, I'm getting people who know me as a footballer. They're saying, sir, we have seen you on the ground, but today I'm seeing you on this flight. I'm very happy. So that is my achievement. So I want people to remember as a good football player, Godfrey Pereira.
Amazing. I think that makes it up for the interview. I don't think we can get a better ending than this.
Thank you very much, Ashish. My pleasure having you. Thank you for coming and giving me this opportunity. After many years, I seen during my playing days, I remember Star Sports used to do a matches, correct? So I remember Star Sports people coming with this big cameras to my the small house, 10 by 10 Dadar house, and I remember chef. And after many years, you have come with this camera, and I'm so happy. Thank you very much.
I'm so glad you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
It has been amazing talking to you.
Thanks, Ashish. Thanks,
and hopefully I'll get the chance to play under you again as a coach.
Certainly. Thanks a lot, Ashish. It's nice being with you.
If this conversation stayed with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening in. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one.